me know when they're live. I can really see.
Now we're live. Good morning.
Okay. Hey, we are live. This is the day. This is the day that everybody's made.
Pre-CPO.
Yeah, you sound like you're coming in from 2012 right now. So we're it's we'll let the cruise ship Wi-Fi catch up to the fact that we just went live. And as you start to sound better and better, we'll be able to hit you. But no, it was fun. I mean, there was some rhythm to it though. Like, you were singing and stuff like that, and it was just like it was cutting out, in the right parts and stuff. So even when things aren't going well, you're on beat.
Fair enough, man. Well, listen, I don't know. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm just gonna get right into it right now. The fact of the matter is, we are amidst what I believe is going to be Marvel Studios' biggest blockbuster hit to date. There are multiple reasons for this, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't spoiling shit. I ain't talking about shit. Frankly, I can't because I ain't seen shit. I'm still stuck on this boat. Probably the dumbest decision I've ever made. Who the fuck needs money for Christmas gifts? You can always just stay off the boat and enjoy the Spider-Man movie firsthand. I'm ecstatic, but I'm also anxiety ridden because this is the time where spoilers are run amok. I don't even want to look in our comment section. I'm out of fear that somebody might be like, "Yo, how about when?" And then I'm gonna be like, "No," and I'm gonna throw my laptop against the wall. So I just want to say first and foremost, man, good morning, everybody. Normally, I think we would hit the New Blurred Order thingamajig. I'm scared to hit it because I don't want to mess up the Wi-Fi. I don't know if Tyrone
can hit it.
The New Blurred Order.
Yeah. Oh no, I can absolutely get us there.
Hit the show info.
Yeah. All right. Let's make it official. Here we go. Boom. It's official now. It's a show.
Hey, it is official. Yeah, all right, we here and we ready. This is going to be spoil free. And I can tell you right now, I already know between folks like myself and Yaz that spoilers, we're not very good at keeping our mouth shut when it comes to things. I have not seen. Listen, I consider myself probably one of the biggest Spider-Man fans in the entire world. I truly believe that, man. I mean, I don't know who wants to go toe to toe with me, book per book. But I do consider myself that, and I have yet to see this movie. I think that they realized that Marvel's popping right now, so they showed Shang-Chi yesterday on the Lido deck, which I thought was pretty cool. Shang-Chi, I should say. But I'm here to say that if you have not seen Spider-Man No Way Home and you don't want the movie to be spoiled, you will come to the right place because neither have I and neither have I. I think that the other 3/5 of the panel have seen it. And I think that I will police our content this morning very carefully as much as I can with one bar of signal. But I do want to state the obvious. This, I truly believe, for reasons I was telling Ty, is going to be the biggest box office smash hit for Marvel to date. Oh my God, Jesus! Oh,
do you want to know what the tickets cost to go see it? Because Marvel's charging extra for the tickets, like to go see it too.
What?
Yeah, so the tickets to go see Spider-Man No Way Home are like $16, $17 for the first opening week, and then after that, it goes back down to normal prices.
Well, that must be Florida because it's the same price here.
Really?
Yeah. That must be just that,
I checked like all the movie theaters in my vicinity, and I was like, God damn it! The only time I wish I had a fucking senior discount, bro. Shit.
Yeah, that's
So
definitely Florida.
you're just gonna put that on Marvel too?
Yeah,
was there like an extra Marvel charge, like Marvel Studios premium charge?
It literally said when you like on the like screen, I'll see if I can bring it up again. But like when you check out, it said that this movie is an exclusive box office like opening movie. It will be charged an extra like certain amount.
Oh, that's the theater price gouging. That's not the studio.
No, it said like due to like Marvel Studios opening, like it literally said it on. I was like, what the fuck? Austin even pointed out to me. He was like, yo, did you know Marvel's charging an extra like $2-3 to watch this movie on opening night right now? And I was like, God damn. Yeah, my mom,
it might be a Florida thing. Yes, that might.
It might be because like it for 3 people, it was over $60 to go see that movie, bro. I was like, what the fuck? But it was totally worth it. It was totally
low key. I think that's like Jack Marvel, who's like a cousin to Marvel, and I think he's low key trying to,
Jack Marvel
get a little cut for himself. Yeah, Jack be doing that shit. You got
no holiday fucking spirit, bro. He's like, no, $20
Welcome to the Boomer Hour, where we
Yeah.
get together and complain about movie ticket prices. Next on the docket is the price of coffee. I can't believe the price of coffee has risen so much.
Well, listen. The fact of the matter is, Jazz brings up a good point, and I was talking to Ty about this earlier this week, and I told Ty earlier that the fact of the matter is, not only is this movie going to break box office records, I predict that it will break box office all. I mean, Infinity War, Endgame, Black Panther, all of it. I truly believe it's even all. And one of the main reasons, don't get me wrong, I'm confident that even if, let's just say worst case scenario, the movie's okay, which I truly believe is going to be magnificent. They've done too well of a job at keeping things. I mean, well, not going to be. Y'all have seen it already. I'm assuming that it was magnificent, and I'm assuming that it will be when I see it as well. But the fact of the matter is, not only is the movie going to break because of the anticipation of it, because I mean, Spider-Man is right now, I believe, the leading comic book character of all comic book characters, Superman, Batman included, but also because of the COVID inflation rate that we have. There's folks out there that, I mean, I know most people did spend their stimulus, but a lot of folks still have PPP money, still have SBA loan money, folks, and so the prices in the United States, at least, I can't speak for the world, have gone up. According to Forbes magazine, 6.7% since last year. All prices have risen. So I think that's going to be a factor that Marvel benefits from. And just because what stuff like what Yaz is talking about, I mean, shit, if you can charge an extra $2, people are going to still pay for it. Like Yaz complained about it, but did she not see it? Fuck no, she's still survived, right?
Listen, my mom.
I mean, I think that
my mom texted back and said that I bought it out of protest, but we in this bitch. That's my mom.
We'll have to do so. Like next week, we'll do a protest class, and we can do protest.
She was like, "This is bullshit." She's like, "Every theater in this town is literally selling this ticket for $16.95." She's like, "I'm buying it at a protest, but you know what? I'll be in that bitch." That's what she said to me.
Wow.
Oh man,
that's an interesting protest strategy.
Yeah. Normally it goes the other way around. You normally boycott. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You do what you do, I see. Probably take a Lego movie theater and just watch it on the inside of that. You know what I'm saying? That is what it is. So here's what I'd like to say, guys, because I mean, I don't think anybody is looking to be spoiled. Like I said, I'm over here looking at this comments racked up, and I'm like, I'm not even touching that. We're at the stage where even to be on the internet is to risk being spoiled. I'm trying to check my Instagram, trying to check Facebook, and I mean, I saw some folks upload some stuff to our little Facebook group yesterday, and I was just like, oh fuck, like I can't even, like I have anxiety. When we logged in this morning, Ty was talking, and I was like, and he was like, "God, we're talking baseball. We're not even talking." I was like, all right, but I will say I'm looking so forward to it. I can't. The excitement, it's oozing through my pores. I'm going to be learning back in the United States I'm gonna be landing back in the United States tomorrow, and I do believe it, unless it's way too late, I will be going directly from the airport, luggage in tow, to the movie theater. Even if it's not playing at that moment, I will wait. And I do not pass go, do not pass boardwalk, do not go to jail. I'm going directly there. And I feel quite dumb too because it was a premiere this week that we missed. But that's a whole other story. So guys, all I can ask y'all, you know what? Nah, I don't even want to know if it was good or not. I'm just gonna trust that it was good. I'm gonna keep my good faith in the good Lord Kevin Feige, and I'm pretty confident. But there was one spoiler that really has me really anticipating what to look forward to the movie. So, having said that, if it's okay with the rest of the panel, I think we should move forward for now, at least until later on, perhaps when Ty and I drop off, to other Marvel news, such as what's going on in the world of Hawkeye. So we did all watch, well, hopefully we did all get a chance to take a peek at Hawkeye, which came out like Wednesday. So just to kind of take a step back from all of the No Way Home excitement, let's talk about something nobody has any excuse for not watching at this point, including myself, and that is the most recent episode of Hawkeye, in which there were some extremely revealing, telling moments. The one that I think we can speak of mainly is, of course, the big reveal that none other than the actual Kingpin himself.
Minnie, oh my god.
Yeah. That's about right, Minnie. Yeah, yeah. I'm boycotting Minnie, so make sure you put all of his comments up. The appearance and the integration of one Kingpin into the actual episode of Hawkeye. Now, this means multiple things. First of all, it means we don't know who the fuck this bitch is. We can't trust this bitch right here. You know what I'm saying? And she got a whole shit going on. And it needs to be said that I think that there's a possibility she may have a much bigger role than we've been led on to believe. I also wanted to talk about the fact that Yelena, oh my God, stole my heart because she loves hot sauce as much as I do. She's putting it on mac and cheese.
Who you telling? Who you telling?
Come on, bro. She's rocking the Hillary Clinton hot sauce in my bag swag, and I'm loving every minute of it. I'm loving how I literally, when I was watching the episode in my room, I screamed out loud when she made her exit, when she exited the scene with her and Kate Bishop. Like this shit right here. Yo, I was like, yo,
macaroni in the pot. Right? The macaroni in the pot.
She's like, this one fork, this isn't cutlery. That was so funny. Oh my God.
She was like, I made a fresh pot of wok for you.
Fresh pot of wok.
I did tell you guys last episode though that mom was deviant though.
Well, yeah, we were getting hints of her being a bit dark and very mysterious. So yeah. It's not a surprise that she is. The thing that I'm wondering now, though, that I wonder now is how deep does it get? Because now it appears that she's not just bad, but she's in bed with bad. But I get this strange feeling, guys, because Marvel's way too smart. That we're being led down this path only to learn that it's not what we thought. You know, and her having Penn has something on her. Some of those things where it's like it's not you know kind of like where Agatha Harkness ended up being. We never thought she was going to be like a main villain, but she ended up being the main villain because we weren't led down that path. I feel like the same thing in here. Marvel reveals things very meticulously. I thought was very revealing if you didn't peep it, was the swordsman, her boyfriend or whatever, was so quick to go to jail, and he's like, oh, yes, oh, you were right, police on me, yes. And I'm thinking, well, yeah, well, if you're in bed with the kingpin, I'm sure you get your own, suite and you can chill there. Steph, did you get a chance to check out Hawkeye this week, or
I did.
yeah,
I watched it.
Any feelings on?
I think Armand is a lovable goof. I don't think he's actually bad. It's too obvious. I feel like he really is just oblivious. I think her mom is going to turn out to be evil, which I feel like tracks with Marvel, part of your origin story. Oh my God, I look up to my mom so much. It turns out she's really bad and has always been really bad. Like, that wouldn't surprise me. I think she's going to turn out to be a villain. I did enjoy, what's her name? The Russian girl. She was fun with her little girls' night. I don't know, Kate Bishop. I really like the actress who plays her, but she just kind of annoys me. Like, I felt like she was acting real weird teenage girl with a crush with Hawkeye, like just texting him like 14 times in a row. And then like that relationship is weird. Like, she really seems like she has a hero crush to me. And I get it. I got my little hero crushes, but I don't like that dynamic because he's like a whole full-ass grown married man with a family. Like, sis, chill. So that's awkward to me. And I also feel like he's not making fantastic choices either. Like, so you getting drunk with this basically teenage girl because you're sad that you're not with your family for Christmas. Like, you're not making good choices, Clint. This could go weird left real easy, real fast. So I have some questions about that dynamic.
Fair enough, and I agree with you on that. For the record, though, she is an adult. She's 22, so she's not a teenage girl. But she does give the appearance of one.
She said,
it doesn't make it less weird. Doesn't make it less weird. I'll admit it is cringy for me too. I admit that in the last episode.
I would just like to know from y'all what in the show gave you the impression that there's some weirdness going on between them.
Right.
Okay, so first of all, she clearly has a crush. Honestly... Like, she definitely has a giant crush on him. But also just them getting wasted together was strange to me. Like, the whole mentor-mentee thing, like, I feel like this relationship needs some boundaries, and there aren't any, and I don't like it.
I want to hear Ty. What's up, man?
I think it can be misconstrued, their relationship. I don't think there's any crush at all when in regards to Clint. I think what it is her need to be a part of something. She wants very badly to be a superhero. She's been that way ever since Clint saved her life as a little kid. From that very moment, she decided that she wanted to be more than just a regular little kid. Throughout this series, it's her wanting very badly to be a superhero, and I think that the phone calls that she was making to Clint wasn't because she had a crush, but more or less because she didn't want to be left out of what's going on. Throughout this series, and I think the more we continue to watch Hawkeye, it's going to continue to tap into the fact that Kate is in admiration of what Clint has done, and you could tell that a lot by the conversation she had with Yelena in defense of Clint, because to her he represents everything that she's trying to be. So when we look at their relationship and Stephanie's comment, it appears that there's a crush or there's some type of romantic involvement. I think it's just her not having a father, resonating with someone who saved her life a very long time ago. This is her idol because she basically identifies with everything that Clint does. She resembles his archer, mentality and all of that kind of stuff. So I really think more or less it's not about her having a crush as opposed to, look, I need to learn as much as I can learn from this guy. I've always looked up to him. This is my idol, and now I have I'm in a position to work directly with him, and I want that more than anything,
Yeah, I agree with you.
as opposed to her actually wanting to be with him.
I agree with you. I see it more as a parental, like, you know, like her missing out on, you know, that whole having that dad bonding time. You know what I'm saying? Her dad died when she was a kid. And now that she's an adult, you know what I'm saying? She's missed out on all those aspects that his kids are now missing out on. And she's trying to help him, you know what I'm saying, like cope with that kind of stuff too. So I see it more as like a you know, a daughter-dad relationship more than ever, like a romantic relationship. I don't know, like his son is like almost a grown up, you know what I'm saying? Like he can't like have beers with him and kick back and stuff like that. Kate is a grown up, so I mean, that's just kind of how I see it. His favorite, like,
I'm not opposed to that. I'm not opposed to that plot setup of them. I think that Steph and I are so accustomed to this new predator age of living that we're in the age of Bill Cosby and R. Kelly, and you know, it's just still a little foreign for us to just see an organic, you know, older male with a younger woman type of relationship without there being anything. And maybe that's just us being jaded, because I get that same cringy, weird feeling too. Although I think that it is at the core of it, just you know, not necessarily sexual in nature or by all means malicious. But here's what I will say. If it wasn't a woman, if Kate Bishop was, you know, Kim Bishop, then we probably wouldn't see it this way. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you can still see me or not. I know my internet signal's going up and down, because there's the same type of symbiotic relationship between Spider-Man and Iron Man, where Iron Man was still around. And you know, don't spoil nothing, all right? Because I saw some spoilers, so keep your mouth shut. But I do believe that there are these instances in which the younger version of such latches on to the older version of such. And it's just, this is one of the few instances in which it's a young, some would say attractive young lady with an older gentleman. And to answer the question from earlier, I'm not on a Nokia phone, asshole. I'm on a boat. I'm in the middle of the Caribbean Sea somewhere, hiding from Captain Jack Sparrow. So kiss my ass. But let me say something about this. Go ahead, Ty.
All I was basically going to say is we actually saw this just recently. It's sad that I'm going to even bring this up. I hate to even give them any credit after the trash they put out. But we watched what was that on DC? Titans. And we had fandom with the new Batman, the little I mean, not the new Batman, the new Robin. Timothy Drake. He was like that. He was like a fanboy when he pulled up. Like, oh my God, you know, and we didn't trip about that. And he was going in every episode about like, yo, I know all about you and Bruce Wayne and all that and everything that you guys, I know what you guys eat for breakfast and like, yo, and we wasn't over here like, yo, he's coming on a little hard. And you know, so to your point, of wondering would we be like that if it was too male? No, we wouldn't, because we had it. We actually saw it, and we were like, you know what I mean? It's like he's just being tipsy or whatever.
We just I think extra annoying because of that.
Yeah, and I think y'all, you know, take your cues from the show itself. There hasn't been anything in the show that would lead us to believe that there's anything untoward or sexual in nature or you know, on either side, coming from either Kate or Clint. So I just say, you know, we can. I think this is one that we can accept at face value as, you know, here's somebody who admires somebody else, who is a hero, who is admired by plenty of people around the world, and you know, and Clint sees Kate as somebody who could use some guidance, and really at first was kind of unwilling because he was like, nah, I'm not trying to do this. But you know, now he's like, all right, she's cool, I guess. So I'll teach her what's up. So yeah, I don't know. The show hasn't given us anything other than just a mentor-mentee, you know, kind of friend relationship. What's up, Steph?
It's just a poor choice. The optics of it are not good. Even let's give him the benefit of the doubt, say there's no weirdness. Hawkeye just should know better at this point. The man is an internationally known superhero. Any of y'all on this podcast, some 22-year-old ingenue comes up and is like, oh my God, I love New Blurred Order. It's my favorite. Like, I just want to learn the business of podcasting, and starts following you around and comes to your house when you're sad. Like, let's get drunk together. If y'all do that shit, I'm like, you're stupid. Like, whether or not there's anything going on, it looks really bad. And I feel like all of you would know well enough to be like, yeah, if I'm a grown-ass man with a family and I don't want to risk like just the rumors and the optics of this, I'm not going to let this 22-year-old in my house and get wasted with her. Like, he just is not making good choices. It looks terrible, and Hawkeye should know better.
It's just it's cynicism though. I mean, even Clint's wife is like, y'all just be careful out there. Like, she's not tripping. Like, nobody else in the show is tripping. Everybody's cool.
Yeah, I was literally
I don't know. I want to see what Clint's wife has to say if she finds out about this little woman he's running around with.
He's been clear about what's going on.
I'm glad Steph brought up that point.
He's reporting.
Yeah, I'm glad she brought up that point, because if there's any wife in America that will be understanding about a situation like that, it would be Clint's wife. Clint's wife was understanding about him going to have to kill people if he had to kill people. Like, she literally was like, "Yo, I trust your gut. If you feel like you got to kill people, hey, do what you got to do, but be home by Christmas." Right. You know what I'm saying? So, like, she's very understanding now. Now, one of the things that I will say that I've noticed throughout the show, and this goes to the point of who we as the public look at Hawkeye as, even though we know he's an Avenger, he's the most unpopular Avenger. That is shown in the show by the directing that Kevin Feige is doing, because did you guys notice that him and Kate got out of an Uber car? No mask, just totally Clint Barton. Her in her Hawkeye, Kate Bishop outfit with a bow and arrow strapped to her back, and arrow strapped to her back, carrying an arrow, and nobody in the city, not one person, came up and was like, "Yo, you're Hawkeye," or "She's got a bow and arrow." Not one person stopped, looked, stared, anything in that whole scene. So that goes to show me that although he was an Avenger, his popularity as an Avenger is not that of an Iron Man or a Thor or a Incredible Hulk or any of them. And they're showing that they're showing that he can walk around the city without a hood on, without a mask on, without nothing, and nobody's like, "Yo, it's Hawkeye. Hey, can we get your autograph?" Like, he's got
that's not true. That's not true, because he got a free meal for being Hawkeye for his whole family. So I mean, like, some people do recognize him and some people don't. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a controversy. But you're right, because she was like, "Yeah, I'm Tabitha." You know what I mean? So you're right. I mean, you're not wrong, but I mean, yeah, he's not. And like, even on the memorial, his name was the last name on there. Like, I paused it, read everyone's name in order, and he was the last one on this this Hawkeye memorial, or the Avengers Memorial in New York. So
it is also New York, so most of the people on the street just don't give a damn.
Right.
They're just like, whatever. I'm trying to get to my job, trying to get to lunch, whatever. They don't care.
Listen, Tyrone. When Method Man saw
Luke Cage,
Luke Cage in the store, he went full fanboy. "Yo, Luke Cage, it's Luke Cage." Like, yo, so it's just that's what I'm saying, is like, they're really playing into the fact that we, as fans of the Avengers for so long, never really cared about Clint Barton. We never cared about Hawkeye. We never, like, even to your point, Yaz, and what I was saying about Steph saying that the international stardom. The thing about international stardom is, if you have international stardom and your face is seen out in public, people tend to be like, "Yo, that's what you call it." Even in New York, if you're an international star, if B pulls up in New York right now Yo, they gonna be like, yo, it's B. It's B. Look, it's B. It's B right there, baby. Let's go. Go look, get a picture. Get a picture with me and B. Yo, I'm telling you straight up, that's what it is. They're showing the fact that we never really cared about Clint. So Clint can walk around without a mask on and just chill and everything like that. Nobody's really like, yo, Hawkeye. Yeah, if you're in a close proximity meeting with him and like you come in like you're his waitress or something, and you're like, hey, aren't you Hawkeye? It's going to be more like that as opposed to, oh my God, Tony Stark, my kids love you. Yo, can we please get a pic? It's different. It's just different. That's all.
Okay, and to your point about the whole
let me.
Sorry, go ahead, Vince.
Go ahead, yes. No, go ahead.
So I was saying to your point though, like on the whole, like his wife, like, bro, she got blipped out with her whole family. He went on a fucking murder spree. She came back. He told her about it, and she became his right-hand man. Like, just think about that. That trust level with the two of them. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, you can't break that shit. So, I mean, like, it's not like he's out there like fucking Haley. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
I mean, white
but he could be.
Okay. You might have been like, well, if you got a fucker for information, make sure you're doing good, okay?
Wow. I don't think it's like that.
She seemed like the type. Well, bring it on through. They might be into it.
I can't.
Quick thing. I saw something online that gave me the inkling that there may be more to Hawkeye's wife than we know.
Yes.
In fact, without giving too much away, and this is me speculating. I have no actual proof of this, but there was some insinuation that she may be a former agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. One of which that actually was on the show. So I'm gonna leave that out there for y'all to decipher. But there's a couple other developments. I want to also tap into something that Ty said about how Clint is the least popular. And let me just go ahead and just point something out here. Remember there was the memorial, right? And the memorial that we were looking at showed all of the different Avengers from the very first Avenger movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
All the folks in here in which we see even Clint is like far in the background. You can barely see his eyebrow, you know what I'm saying? And here he is on this poster. But also everybody in this picture, every single last one of them, including everybody that was on that memorial, all had a movie go to the big screen. Hawkeye is the only one that gets a mini little screen Disney special. Oh, you get your little series. Oh, yes, you do. Here's your little series, Hawkeye. Yes, you get your little series.
But can I ask you a question, though?
Yes.
Do you like this series better than you like the Black Widow movie?
I do.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I wasn't trying to knock him. It was meant to be more illustrative of how they're kind of regarded from different senses. All of the other heroes on that memorial were all worthy of major blockbuster films, while this one was worthy of a 6-part series filmed in Atlanta that's made to look like it's in New York. You know what I'm saying? So I love all of it, and just to kind of defend myself, I did watch Black Widow again with a different mindset, had a better feeling about it. But it definitely does show something. But I want to skip to something. I don't know if y'all peeped this or not, but there was something that was extremely revealing to me that kind of fucked my head up, if I can be honest with y'all. And it was outside of the Kingpin reveal, outside of the Eleanor Bishop reveal, outside of the Yelena reveal. But I learned in this episode that this series is not based in the present, but based in the future. Did y'all peep that? Like, they actually showed Yelena in 2018. Okay, back in 2018, going around before the blip, okay, and she was hunting down Black Widows, trying to cure them of that spell that they were under. And then it said, fast forward 5 years.
Mhm.
Now, I don't know if y'all was, I don't know if y'all are at math, but 5 plus 18 is 23, which is past 2021 where we're living. So this series is based in the present. And what I'm learning now is that am I sure?
No, I was just being stupid.
Like,
no, he was being a smart ass. He just was like clapping at you, like you can do math.
Yeah.
Like,
I can't believe you did that shit in your head, man. That was pretty impressive.
Oh my God! Whenever Ty gets these haircuts, he gets so bougie, man. But now that changes a whole lot, because that means that Endgame was also in the future. Everything that happened after the blip came back, that means that Far From Home was in the future. That means that everything has been happening years past the present. And I thought that was revealing. I don't know if that means anything or not.
No, I mean, like, it's a good thing. It's really great that you brought that up, because last week I asked the question, in reference to the timeline. Yeah, in reference to the timeline, and it was like, oh, we're in present day, and it the fact that they went back and showed us, because that was important to me, because I was like, what do they know? Does he know that that's it? You know what I mean? And then they kind of went and showed us everything that we needed to see in order to understand what's going on and where we're at. So now we know. Now he physically knows, basically, that this is Natasha's sister. That changes the dynamic of how I wanted to deal with her, because from the conversation with his wife, it looked like, and the conversation and like, look, let's not skip past that too, because I think that was an important moment when he took out his
Hearing
aid, and then had that conversation with Natasha in his mind. Yeah, and with Natasha in his mind, and then apologized at the end of it all for what he was going to have to do.
Mhm.
So, like, he and you know what? I have to give props where props is due, because me and Tyrone were having a conversation last week, and prior to this week, and he was saying how he thought that they would tap more into the Ronin saga, and I was like, nah, they probably are done with that, blah blah blah. And then here we are, we get a whole episode called Ronin. They tap into that, and then we see this moment where he may be admitting that he's possibly going to have to go back into that Ronin character, and start doing some dick dastardly stuff to some people, and in order to get things done. So go ahead.
If you remember, actually, like when he apologized to her, like after when he was at the memorial, right after he apologized, he got back in the suit and met Maya at like the same spot that he killed her dad.
Oh yeah.
So you see what I'm saying?
Oh wow.
Like,
okay.
Remember, he vowed never to put the suit back on. So that is why he was apologizing. I think anyway, because like he put the suit back on and then went to fucking Maya and then showed his face on top of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and showed her who he was. And then like said to her, like, you don't want none, bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think that is why he apologized at the memorial.
Steph just dropped some real.
Oh, go ahead.
Hold on 1 second, Ty, real quick, because this is important. Steph just dropped some real I don't want to say groundbreaking, but some pretty relevant stuff. You want to expound on what it is that you just kind of put us up on in the chat?
I found it. Vince, I feel like you'll have better commentary on the meaning of this, so I appreciate the credit for finding it, but okay. I want to hear your interpretation.
All right. Well, basically, fourth wall broken. We had a private chat where we could speak without y'all nosy motherfuckers knowing what we're saying. And Steph just dropped in a private chat an article that basically stated that somebody states that one of the directors, Rhys Thomas, states that the actual timeline is 2025. That the year that this takes place is in 2025, which makes sense because 5 years after the blip is when Yelena wakes up, not when she meets Hawkeye. So it actually makes even more sense. So this is even further into the future than I thought. And to her credit, in addition to that, it says that let me see the holiday season of the year, it's still close enough to the age of Thanos, where they're still dealing with the end game fallout. So it's showing that everything that we thought we're in present day, everything that we've seen since Endgame, it's all been futuristic. It's all happened ahead of the current timeline, which makes a lot of sense. And it also explains why Yelena is still not up to par with what happened with Hawkeye and
Natasha.
And Natasha, which I honestly feel like that's a really interesting dynamic. I loved when she was like, "Oh, Kid Bishop, oh, sit down, let's have mac and cheese. Oh, what are you here for, Clint? Oh no, I'm here to kill you." She's like, "Yo, hold up, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna eat mac and cheese in my house and you just kill my homeboy." You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was very revealing. What were you saying, Ty? My bad. I didn't mean to talk over you.
I have no idea, bro. But that was a great point that you just made with all of that commentary. But I mean, that there's so much with Yelena's character, and the fact that we love her, because we all do. I'm with you. She had me at hot sauce when she pulled out the hot sauce and put the hot. Because I don't know, I saw somebody in the comments saying that that was too much hot sauce. I beg to differ, sir. There's never too much hot sauce. When it comes to applying the pressure, we love flavor around here. I come from a long line of hot sauce drinkers. I don't know about people. I don't know if anybody out in the comment section that used to drink hot sauce, but here I'm here for it. As soon as she pulled out that hot sauce, I was like, "Yo, babe, just want to know if it's okay to get a hall pass for Yelena." Yelena, if you're out there, I got the A-OK. Holla at me. DM's open. Yeah, man. Like, one shot. Yo, I don't know what kind of hot sauce that is, though. I don't know who.
It looked like a bottle of siracha. Kate Bishop threw it at her.
Sriracha.
Kate Bishop threw it at her, and she caught it like a badass, and then just put it on her mac and cheese, like just straight up boss stuff. Yeah, didn't even blink.
Yeah, I have a little bit of a problem with that part of it, Tyrone. Like, I don't do the unlabeled hot sauce. We don't know what you're doing over there with that. But like, nah, I'm gonna need you to either go ahead and get you some Louisiana or get you some type of Tabasco or something.
It was bodega hot sauce. She got what she got. Okay.
Oh no! It's not okay. It's absolutely not okay. The hot sauce that you use on your food is very important. Bodega hot sauce is not gonna make the list.
Sometimes it does. I mean, sometimes it got
never. Good shit. Never. Louisiana. I would go with Louisiana first. That would be my first choice. And if I can't get some Louisiana, I may go ahead with some Tabasco. And I may even, on Catch Me on a Good Day, I might get some Texas beef. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, Louisiana.
Well, for the record, the best hot sauce is Crystal hot sauce. But I do believe that y'all are just gonna let Ty get by with saying that his family drinks hot sauce.
I know, right?
Was that? Yeah. Did we just let that happen? Like it was normal?
It was a thing. It was a thing. I wish, it was a thing.
Did your mom drink hot sauce while you were?
Well, it was me and my cousins. It was me and my cousins. Like my cousins used to live in Texas, right? So I would go visit them. And if you know anything about Texas, like they make their hot sauce with like peppers, and they like put the stuff that they like make their hot sauce down there and everything like that. So we used to go down there and we used to have these contests where we would drink hot sauce. Like it would be like the hottest. Now Texas Pete, that's like Kool-Aid to me. I mean, like back in the day, I would literally have a bottle. I'm not playing. Like I would really have a little bottle of Texas Pete in my coat when I used to live up north.
You just walking around with hot sauce and shit.
Listen. I'm telling you, there's a lot of people like this. On cold days living up north, I used to have a little bottle of hot sauce, like about this size, a little mini bottle. Like, you know what I'm saying? I used to sit on and, you know, just drink some, you know what I'm saying? Like, warm you right up. You know what I mean? You be warmed up. You wouldn't have to worry. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I just love the taste of hot sauce.
This
You
is
know
why
what I'm saying?
Ty would never go to the theater to watch a movie. He had to be by the toilet. Like, you can't be that far
Yeah.
from a toilet when you're drinking hot sauce.
So
You never know when it's
now
coming back.
now we know why it takes Ty so long to get ready, because he got shit burns. That's why.
That's absolutely correct. That's absolutely correct. You've not said any lies. Either.
Leave my boy alone, man. We share an affinity for hot sauce. I mean,
Yes.
even though his is the wrong kind of hot sauce, I still think Crystal is the mother of all hot sauces. And for me, it's not even the hot sauce; it's the flavor. I like how it makes it hot. When I travel, I bring my own hot sauce. Like, I'm not even playing. Like, I'm serious. I love how she was like, "Are you fit?" She let her eat some first, guys. She let her eat some first, and she's like, "Are you finished yet? Okay, thank you." And then she just tosses the whole pot she's a yo. Come on to the cookout, Yelena. Come on to the cookout.
Mhm.
All right, I got some cousins that I want to holler at you. Yeah. Come on to the cookout. Now, I ain't saying you can sing when we do karaoke, but you can sit on the couch and
It'd be entertaining to
the game
watch.
shows with the rest of them. but speaking of family, like, we're starting to get. I'm hoping that maybe y'all can help me clear up what's going on with our new friend Echo here, okay? Because Echo is going through. She's becoming. I think we're slowly watching her become an Avenger, a superhero, whatever it is. I mean, she basically bodied Yelena. I mean, she whooped complete ass. She makes you forget that she's only got one leg. Like, she makes you completely forget, which makes me say, tighten up, Barbara Gordon. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sitting there watching the whole seasons of Titans, and you're in a freaking
They're
wheelchair,
raised differently.
she can't hear. I mean,
yeah, I was about to say,
they're raised really different. Barbara Gordon is a police commissioner. She's, you know what I'm saying?
Barbara
like, you know, when she became a jewel thief,
she was
like trying to, you know, like one up daddy. Okay, Echo, she's just been a hardcore badass little girl since the get. Okay, like, let's be serious. She had to, like, literally go to school and breed mouse to learn. Okay, and like her dad was fucking like a goon, so she grew up in a gym and like learned how to like defend herself. There's a big difference between Barbara Gordon and fucking Echo. Let's be serious.
What's the big difference?
Hold on, let me get my violin, man.
The way they were raised.
My violin. Yeah,
their environment. You gotta think about it.
She was fucking Batgirl, man. She was Batgirl. She was Batgirl, yes. She wasn't just some
before she lost her leg. She was Batgirl.
Oh yeah, and who does she happen to know? The richest nigga in goddamn Gotham City. She can't get a prosthetic leg and help her ass out the goddamn. You know, look, I'm not trying to. Again, this is character based. All right, I'm not talking about the actual actress who plays Barbara Gordon. Okay, I'm just saying they casted her as a helpless individual who still got in fights while she was in a wheelchair. All I'm saying is, if she really wanted to, she could holler at the Waynes, she could holler at Dick Grayson, she could get a grant, she could actually still fight. And all I'm saying is, if we compare apples to apples with two impaired individuals, Echo kicks fucking ass and doesn't have no excuses about it. She's a boss. She can't fucking hear, and she's still going one-on-one with Ronan. Fucking Ronan. How dope was that when freaking Ronan came out with the freaking sword? How dope is that sword, man? Oh my god! Like, this episode just had I was up in arms the whole time. But that wasn't my point. My point was just that, why is it? I want to understand who Echo's father is now. Before answer, I know the obvious answer is, well, obviously Echo's father is Kingpin. No. Echo's adopted father.
No, that's her uncle.
She calls him uncle, but
yeah, that's her uncle.
This is what she calls him uncle. That's like, yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
They call him uncle. All right. So they're not. That's not a father. I'm trying to figure out if her father is somebody of significance that we have yet to learn about. Now, again, full disclosure, even myself, the Marvel comic, I did not follow Echo. Okay, I didn't. So I don't know exactly who her father is, but they're making him out to be somebody of potentially more significance. I don't know if everybody has like this on that. It's made it really fascinating to me. Also, can somebody maybe help me understand exactly what it is that happened with the dude? Due to Wi-Fi complications, I was unable to upload this picture. But the guy that's in the tracksuit mafia that feeds her sandwich,
her right hand man.
I think he was a snitch, or he was an insider, or and he wasn't at that meeting, which where Ronan killed him. What's the meaning behind this? What is it that we learned in this?
I want to help you out with two things. So the first thing that her dad, I think they have given us a little bit of a nod that her dad might be a little bit more than just your average guy. You know, he seems to
a crime boss.
Right. Well, I mean, even just than your average crime boss. You know what I mean? Like he seems to have some sort of like knowledge of like the mystical elements of the world that perhaps the average person doesn't have knowledge of. You know, because when she brought up dragons, he was like, yeah, dragons. Like, you know, and we know that to be kind of a thing after Shang-Chi. You know, I think they're kind of building on that world. So we may learn that Maya / Echo has, you know, sort of a little bit of a connection to a more mystical part of the Marvel world through her father. As far as the guy that serves as her right-hand man, when Clint told her, when he took off the mask and he told her, he said, the night that I killed your father, basically, I was tipped off by an informant that works for the man you work for. So he was saying that somebody who works for Kingpin told me that your father was going to be here on this night. And that's why I came. That's, you know, why I did my Ronin thing that night. So she put it together that her right-hand dude was not at the meeting when her father got killed, which is somewhere he would normally be. And he was just like, oh, well, excuses, whatever. So, you know, I think right now she's about to learn that her world is being turned upside down. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what path she takes. I imagine it's going to be one where her revenge, you know, the focus of her revenge is no longer Ronin, but ends up being Kingpin.
Right.
And you know what, to kind of piggyback off of that, what it looks like 5G is setting up is that they're really setting up Kingpin to be this ultra villain. Because if you notice, there is a level of fear that is coming from the direction of Clint. He's like, we don't want the big guy to get involved. Like that's like that. Like everybody has said that, like this underlying fear that if he gets involved, oh my gosh, like, you know what I mean? So you know, the setup for Kingpin now in the Marvel universe is I'm super excited because he is an ultra villain. He deserves to be, you know, looked at and viewed and conveyed to us as an audience the way that they intended him to be in the comic book.
Yeah. So I think that they're also implying that when Clint did his thing as Ronin, that, you know, Kingpin was a benefactor of that, you know, as all these crime bosses and crime families were going down, Kingpin was ready to take their spot. So, you know, whether they had contact or not, you know, Ronin seems to be Ronin was a very important part of the rise of Kingpin to this level of control.
Also, so Lisa actually in the comments made a great. Sorry, Lisa in the comments made a great had a great question too, like her statement. She was saying like if Kate's mom hired Yelena, and you know, like this is taking place in 2025 now after, and Yelena went to Black Widow's gravesite and she met Val, remember, and Val told her Clint Barton was the one who killed him, or it was the one who killed her. You know what I'm saying? And that like connects the pieces onto, and then her friend Yelena, Yelena's friend was saying that like she does private jobs. That's how she survives. You know what I'm saying? So this is all knowledge that she's now like you know what I'm saying? Like in 2025. And that's why like maybe Kate's mom and Val are like somehow connected. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe like that's how like they know Kingpin.
But you know what? I think also to Vince's point, I think also to Vince's point, the way that Marvel kind of has been setting us up, for all we know, her mother could have been there in regards to something, into a past relationship that her husband had with Kingpin, and maybe was paying off a debt, or even just trying to get him out of their lives or whatever the case may be. We don't know yet. But I think Vince did bring up a really good point of the way that they set it up to make it appear as though this person is doing some villainous shit, and then we find out later that they were doing what they needed to do in order to, survive.
Well, let's drop this bombshell real quick. According to an article, this is basically saying, if you recall, if you kept up with the Marvel series, then you know that Daredevil embodied Kingpin as the main villain for all of the seasons. Well, for the first season, excuse me, and then the third season again. And this one just states that this is what happened, and I'll read it aloud for those who are listening. Eleanor Bishop and Jack Duquesne are in the Lot New York Palace Hotel in the new Hawkeye pics. In Daredevil season 3, we learned, I don't know who wrote this, they hood as hell, but we learned this had bought. Let me read this completely different. In Daredevil season 3, we had learned that Fitz had bought that hotel and had persuaded the FBI to spend his house arrest there. And I think that gives us a little bit of explanation. Oh, dang, my bad, Steph. I caught her mid. But yeah, I think one of the things that's most exciting about this episode is it is the first, if I'm not mistaken, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but it's the first episode in person that ties the Netflix and Disney Plus series. And now we can officially start to integrate these series. I didn't see the movie, so please don't spoil it, but I heard that there may be a Matt Murdock appearance in No Home. Don't say yes or no. Don't you. My eyes are closed. I don't even want to watch. But I understand that there are also talks about revitalizing and bringing out the Luke Cage role and possibly rekindling the all new version of Iron Fist, which is a completely 100% Asian based character. We can get rid of Danny Rand's pussy ass. Lord knows we've got enough rich white folks running around playing white vigilante. We don't need any more Cal Rittenhouses. All right, we're over that bullshit. All right, so I'm loving what they're doing here and using Kingpin as a central focal point, just like it is. You know what we're watching here, guys? We're watching not just the comic books become movies, but we're watching the theater, the cinematic universe become comics. You know how in the comic book you can see Daredevil in a Captain America comic and it's no big deal? You know how in the Spider-Man you can see Wolverine and Blade and it's no big deal? We're watching Kevin Feige literally bring the comic book universe to the big and small screens, and I'm here for every minute of it. What you think, Tyrone?
Yeah, 100%. I'm more and more impressed every time it happens that they're able to pull it off so seamlessly. I mean, even the way that Yelena shows up in Hawkeye and just, like we have all this knowledge of Yelena from the Black Widow movie, and she shows up and we're like, it's kind of a surprise, even though we kind of knew it was coming. And then when we get this great scene with her and Kate Bishop sitting at the table, we're just like, wow, like this is the same character that just stole the show from, in Black Widow. And like, here she is in this Hawkeye series, just stealing this episode, just absolutely killing it. It's so seamless, and everything is, I don't understand. Like, they must have a complete department full of people doing continuity and doing timelines and doing, where this person showed up and where this person, because they're so solid with it. You know what I mean? They're hitting on every note when this happens. And I cannot wait to see more and more Kingpin. That's going to be the big thing, because this isn't just like, hey, we're taking this Kingpin guy and we're just going to throw him in here for a couple scenes. Like, they're setting this up to be huge. This Kingpin will be more powerful and more influential than the Kingpin that we knew from the Daredevil series and from the Defenders and stuff. This is a whole other Kingpin. I cannot wait to see what they're going to be doing with him.
Okay, but I have questions though, because this is a Disney series, and we all know that, it was Netflix that Kingpin showed his veracity and just like how just like unhuman and like, you know what I'm saying? How evil and maniacal and just like how much of a fucking crazy boss ass dude he was. This is Disney. So are we going to get that same kind of just overbearing, you know what I'm saying, anger, you know, when he just handles stuff? Or are we going to get a softer Kingpin? That's what I'm wondering, because this is still a kids related series, you know what I'm saying? It's not Netflix, this is not Hulu, this is Disney. So I don't know, I'm excited and kind of nervous at the same time, because I don't know if they're going to be able to do him and his just like complete just psycho self justice, you know what I'm saying?
What's up, Ty?
I'm just gonna say this. Disney is a multi-billion-dollar, company and organization. This all sets up for Disney to do some type of additional content that you can purchase through their streaming service, where you get Disney adult, you know what I'm saying? And they just kind of give you like all of the stuff for adults that the kids can watch and all of that kind of stuff. You need a passcode or something like that. But there's no way that they're gonna miss out on this. Like that I love so much about this comic book universe is how it relates to our real world. So all of this takes place in New York. New York is broken down into boroughs. So like, they're just, it's just like they're very close to they're all very close to each other. So in one borough you could have Luke Cage and Jessica Jones doing something, and in another borough you got Daredevil that, doing something with Danny Rand and all of that. This opens up the door for the Defenders series to pop in and all of that kind of stuff. Everything that Marvel tried to do with on Netflix and just stopped it. Disney has an opportunity with Kevin Feige now to really go in there and break these series down how he intended them to come out in the first place.
Yeah. Also, I do want to inject real quick and say that I think we got to start to separate in our minds Disney from kids. Disney Plus as a streaming service is not just for kids. There's R-rated content on Disney Plus right now. So you can find R-rated stuff there. So it's not like Disney Plus is like, hey, here at Disney Plus, we don't like the F word and we don't like blood. That's not the case.
Right.
You could actually.
What's R-rated on Disney Plus?
They have that. There was like the one of the Kingsman movies where the newer like one came out was like in October. It did really well, I guess. It wasn't like there wasn't a lot of fanfare around it, but like there's stuff that's R-rated on Disney Plus.
Okay, yeah, you're right. That one is R-rated. It has drugs and like they're blowing people up with mines and all kinds of shit in that movie. So you're right. That one is R-rated, and I totally forgot it was on Disney. But my thing is though, like, we've seen so far, like as of this year, the more adult content that Marvel has come out with has been streaming on Hulu. It's not been streaming on Disney Plus. So that's why I'm wondering, are we gonna get like a view of Kingpin and then we're gonna see him on Hulu later on, in a Marvel series, you know what I'm saying? Like being like, because that's what I'm wondering. How are they going to separate the adult content and the kids content? Like Ty said, are they going to do like some kind of passcode or whatever, and it's adult content? Like that's what I'm wondering. Like, how are we going to get to see what we want to see? How are they going to integrate that into like basically like a kids? It's mostly for kids and adults. You know what I'm saying? It's kid friendly. So how are they going to integrate that into like something that like your kid can literally click on that and see some guy literally smashing another guy's head into a car and freaking killing him? You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I'm getting at. I'm trying to figure out like where Disney is going to go with this, because Kingpin, as we know, is the most badass fucking gory killer of a fucking villain. So how are they going to give us what we know with, you know what I'm saying, like with kids able to just click at it away? That's
and this isn't a problem that's exclusive to Marvel or Disney or anything. I mean, you can go into Netflix and a kid could accidentally click on The Witcher and see sex scenes and all kinds of stuff.
Specifically for that, like not having that content. That's what I'm saying.
But I don't see. I think that is the misconception, is that Disney is for the kids is not necessarily the case. I think Disney Plus as a streaming service is not just for kids. I think you'll have parental controls and stuff available to make sure that only kids content makes it to kids profiles or whatever. But I don't think this is going to affect the way that Marvel Studios portrays any of the characters. I think they're going to portray the characters the way the characters are meant to be portrayed. They're going to rate whatever shows they have the way they need to be rated, so parents can make the decision from there. I don't think they're going to use I don't think they're going to take any of this information and say, I need to make sure that I portray Kingpin as a PG-13 character. No, they're going to be like, we're going to portray Kingpin the way Kingpin should be portrayed, and then we're going to say this show is rated 17 or whatever the hell else, and then it just the parents get to make the choice.
Stephanie,
you're muted.
You're
muted.
Muted.
That was a test to see if you guys were paying attention, and you were. So thank you. This is super timely because I was totally with Yaz, like, oh, Disney Plus is for the kids. I was just like scrolling through stuff the other day, clicked on some show about people surviving in Alaska, and they're cutting open fish and pulling out bear intestines. And this lady's talking about getting attacked by a grizzly and it chewing on her neck. And I was like, wow, Disney, what is going on? Like, and that was like a reality show, just showing some real stuff. So that for me was kind of like, oh, okay, I guess I can't tell my 10-year-old like, yeah, Disney Plus, watch whatever. I did not know that. I really assumed like, oh, it's Disney Plus, everything's kid friendly. So I feel like they need to do some kind of branding like Disney Plus, not just for the kids. Because I don't think it's obvious.
It's not, and that's what I'm saying. Okay, like
so maybe they should
just to like clarify. Okay, so think of it. Our we just had him on the show, Carlos Navarro. He's one of the tracksuit members. He literally just posted on Instagram that he watched episode 5 with his 10-year-old daughter. You think he's going to be okay with her still continuing out this season if Kingpin's sitting there bashing people's heads in and fucking like, curve stomping them and shit and like, just like crushing their skulls? No, that's what I'm saying. So like, how are they going to portray someone we all know to be so just completely, like have no humanity left in him when he's fucking killing people on a Disney Plus show that like kids watch with their parents? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm asking. Like, I want to see Kingpin that we all know. I don't want to see Kingpin like PG-13. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm asking. Like, that's what my concern is at.
Yes, you're rightfully concerned. And I think that maybe there is room for, I don't know, Disney 18 plus, you know what I'm saying? Or, what I'm saying? There's a way. I think that the concern is the branding. Like, for all this time, we've known Disney as the place of small world. It's where Briar Rabbit, and Briar Fox, you know what I'm saying, run away from Briar Bear, and it's Cinderella and Little Mermaid.
There's no cursing, like, you know what I'm saying? It's a kid show.
Right. And I mean, here's my hope, and then I'm with and Ty, you tell me how you feel about this. I'm hoping, just like Tyrone is optimistic over here, is hoping that Disney is trying to kind of step a little bit away from that, and what we're witnessing is the integration of more violent content, despite the branding of Disney. And what Disney may have to do, like it's how hard is it to put up a hard disclaimer? How hard is it to put up are you over the age of 18 before looking this, just to kind of make sure somebody doesn't go from Bambi to Deadpool 2, you know what I'm saying? I think that Disney has considered these things, and dare I say we need to, if we're going to integrate the Netflix series, which does include obviously The Punisher, the most violent of all of those series.
I was just gonna say I agree with I agree with Tyrone.
I think Ty and me are on the same internet connection right now.
Oh no, we can hear him. He's good. Yeah.
Basically what I was saying is Disney, the Disney brand was established in 1923. The time period and era when it was established was totally different than this era and this generation of children that are being spawned now. And basically what I say that to say that in 1923, putting a man's head, through a car door or whatever the case may be on a kid's show wasn't feasible. But in order for Disney to continue to stay successful and continue to keep making money and everything like that, as with all things, you have to adapt. And this generation that we have of children are a lot more, susceptible to seeing violent stuff than they would have been in 1923. So it's not like you said, they could easily go on Netflix and click on the wrong thing and see gore or somebody getting their head eaten off or whatever the case may be. My kids are little now and they've seen stuff like that, and it's not like one of those things like they're like, oh my god. It's just more like, oh, he ate his head off. So it's they're conditioned differently. So I don't even know, now that I think about it, if Disney even has to do a Disney plus or anything like that, 18 plus or anything like that. To Tyrone's point, all they have to do is do what the governing bodies have been doing for so long, which is rating these titles and then just putting it out there like, okay, this is rated R. And so then it puts it on the parent whether or not you want your child to watch this. And if not, then put a passcode on a security code or parent lock on your stuff. But these are all things that you do as an individual. So yeah, today's Disney is not yesterday's Disney. It's
Okay.
not, you know what I mean?
But my whole question with this though was, are we gonna see it on Disney, or are they gonna put it on Hulu or Amazon like they have been this year? Because you gotta think about it. Hit Monkey came out this year, rated R show. Marvel on Hulu. The Incredible Show, rated R. We all knew it was Amazon Prime. So that's what I'm asking. I'm not like, I get with the whole parental thing, but that's my question is, are they gonna push it to Hulu or Amazon, or are we gonna still see it on Disney? That's just what my question is.
I think if the acquisition of Hulu actually happens, yeah, I mean, I don't think it would be a surprise to see them use Hulu, as just another, like, as more, maybe their more adult platform. I think that might even be smart of them. I think it gives them options.
Right.
I think in the meantime, let's say we do see more of Kingpin, in whether it's the Echo show that's coming to Disney Plus, or hey, maybe even She-Hulk and like other shows like that, because these are very ground level shows. It looks like because of Kingpin's evolution to this point, there's probably not going to be a lot of times where he's getting his hands dirty unless he's like going at it with an actual hero. You know what I mean? Like, so he's probably not going to be punishing henchmen and people who disappointed him. You know what I mean? Like that, those people are not going to make it to his level.
That's Kingpin though. Like that's why he's the fucking best villain ever. He's fucking crazy as fuck, and that's what I want to see. I don't want to see, oh, okay, you disappointed me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see him like fucking take his henchmen and just like smash his fucking brains in. Like that's what we're used to seeing. So that's what I'm asking is like,
the Kingpin of the comics and stuff like that. Like he would get his hands dirty more like if he's like going toe to toe with like an actual hero. The Kingpin that we were introduced to in Netflix was sort of like we almost got a Kingpin origin story. So
we love that Kingpin though.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great Kingpin, but I think the natural evolution takes him past the point where he's going to be crushing heads.
Man, I don't want him to evolve. I want him to see.
Look, let me just say something. We don't yes, what the fuck do you want from us? We don't fucking know, bruh. What the fuck do you? We don't know. We won't know. We don't fucking know. Like, I want to see Kingpin just as bad as you, bruh, but we don't. I'm just trying
to get a prediction. Like, do you think it's gonna like be still like? That's what I'm asking is a prediction. Like, that's what we do here. So, chill.
I mean, I can only hope that they find a way. I'm fucking with you, obviously. We can only hope that they will integrate the Kingpin that we know. But I do want to point out before I got to step away for a second, so I'll be back in a little bit. I got to go down to medical. Evidently, I got to go take some sort of freaking PCR test. It's actually 10:15 my time where I am, so I'm already late. But the fact of the matter is, brings up a great point in that the Kingpin that we know from the Netflix series isn't necessarily the Kingpin of the comics. Kingpin is not always the violent type. Kingpin is the top. He doesn't always punch and kill. He orders kills. So what we may have witnessed is the first story or the introduction to the violence nature of Kingpin. But what we may be integrating is actual Kingpin as the head. Is the head of like the crime syndicate, and that's why it makes sense for us to be wrong. So I'm with you 100%. I was just playing around with you. I wasn't trying to I'm not really that mad.
I know. I know. I was playing with you back.
I am truly. I am truly. Okay. You don't want coming at me or Austin. I don't know about. I do want and should system of how they're going to do it. They're going to do it properly. But I want to say this: I hope they do it the way you. If they don't, then we have to be concerned about whether or not they're going to even put Deadpool 1, 2, 3 on the Disney Plus site. If they're going to do Sheriff right. So we're watching very closely, Disney, to see how you handle this Kingpin issue. Tyrone, if you don't mind, man, go ahead and you have the bridge. I'm going to go ahead and run down the medical real quick and come back negative. Right, so
yeah.
Yes.
I got you. Yeah, they'll turn your internet back on when you get the test too. They were like, "This dude's on the online too much." They're like, "We got to get him to leave this thing."
Right.
No, but I think the Kingpin conversation is definitely something that needs to be had, because we don't know what kind of Kingpin we're getting. I mean, shit, the Kingpin in the comics is like, not even human size. I mean, this dude's stupid big. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know. So things have to be a little bit different from what we know. And who knows, maybe like the first time we actually get a Kingpin scene, he might just take somebody's head, put it in a car door, look at the screen and be like, "This one's for you, Yaz," and just just brains everywhere. You know what I mean? Maybe he'd be like, "Hey, this is the way it is now. Like, this is Disney Plus now." He might just show up and like, "Yo, Gabba Gabba," and crush some skulls, just to do it, just to establish himself as the man who's skull crushing in this thing. So, we never know. Who knows what we're going to see, but I can't wait to see, what is Eleanor Bishop's, relationship with Kingpin and relationship with Valentina, as Lisa and you brought up earlier. The twists and the turns of these like ground level, kind of like New York heroes and villains is starting to get really, really interesting. And I imagine here's the thing that I think is, because we're one episode away, right? We're episode 6 and that's done.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Oh my God.
So I think what we're gonna get, I think we might be a little bit like frustrated at the end of episode 6, because I think what we're going to get is opening to all kinds of new stories. I'm wondering if y'all are feeling the same way I am. I think we're going to get a wrap up on Clint's version of this story, like on Clint's, can he get home to Christmas with his family? Is he wrapping up the Ronin thing? What does he mean to Kate as far as like, is there going to be a mentor relationship that continues, or is he just retired, whatever. I think we'll get a wrap up there. But I think these other stories, the ones for Maya, the one for Kingpin, and probably even Kate Bishop herself, and I think those stories will continue in other shows. What do y'all think?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I definitely think you're onto something there when it comes to them continuing this same concept into other shows. With Clint not living in New York, because from what I don't know where they actually live, but from his wife's description, we're so far away. That's what she said. So we know that he doesn't actually reside in New York, but it does seem as though everything is going to take place in New York. So if Kate stays behind, then where does that leave Clint? Because if Clint is going home and he's going to be far away, is this like a remote thing that we do? What I mean? I'm hitting you up on a screen from this point on in training, or does he does she somehow tie into another character that also is in New York, and then we kind of just keep expounding and expanding on that. So it has been Kevin Feige's um, uh, whole scheme to connect everything,
Right.
and I love it. That's one of the things that I've been saying about him from day one, is that he tries to do a lot of sticking to the comic book and letting the comic book tell its own story, and let me just convey it on screen. And he's done a really good job of that. So I'm interested to see what he's got looking forward from here.
Yeah, Steph, y'all got anything?
I mean, I'm enjoying Hawkeye for what it is. Kate Bishop she annoys me, and I really like Haley Steinfeld, but she just annoys me. So I don't know. I'll watch the next episode. I don't feel deeply emotionally invested in it, but it's fun.
Is it her quippiness that it, like her jokiness? Like, cause she is, I mean, she's definitely one, you know, who attacks every situation with like, you know, with humor and jokes and things like that. You know, it's, you only get the serious moments here and there with Kate Bishop. It doesn't happen very often. Was that what kind of, you know, distracts you from her person a little bit?
I just find her annoying. I mean, it's like her mom said, like, you're rich and you've never had real problems, so you just go looking for trouble. I think I'm annoyed by people who look for problems. Like
the Batman complex.
Yeah, and you know how I feel about that dude.
I mean, that is a good point. I think they kind of they sort of tackle that or address it throughout the show, whereas like, you know, you're right, she grew up very privileged. She never really had any issues, so she just out there, you know, just trying to get into trouble because that's the excitement that she's looking for from life. I think what Clint's trying to show her is that like she might not want that smoke, you know what I mean? Like maybe she needs to tone it down a little bit before she ends up actually getting herself killed, you know, despite how talented she is and that kind of thing. You know, I think they've done a pretty good job with showing that sort of dynamic, him trying to, you know, usher her away from it, like make it her decision to like not just be this person, right? Because it's a dangerous life. Your family is going to be at risk. You're going to get into things you don't want to be getting into. I mean, look at the fight on the roof. I mean, Kate Bishop almost died twice. You know what I mean? Like just because she got herself in a situation she couldn't get out of. What's up?
Also, maybe I missed something, but why is Yelena so convinced that Clint killed Black Widow? Like, it seems like the rest of the universe understands that it was not his fault and like things happen. She seems like a smart lady. Why is she blaming him for this?
Valentina.
I was gonna say, okay, so at the end of the Black Widow movie, at the ending like credit of the Black Widow movie, they show her at Black Widow's grave mourning. And Val walks up to her and tells her, "You want to get revenge? You know who killed your sister? Clint Barton did." So that's why she thinks that Clint Barton killed her, because Val put it in her mind that he was the reason why she died.
Is she just gonna take that at face value? Because it seems like the rest of America, I don't know if they came back and released a press release like, "Hey guys, here's what happens to Natasha. It was a whole thing with the time stone. Somebody had to die. They fought for it, and then,
right,
or whichever stone it was."
Well, we don't really know the relationship between Yelena and Val, so that's another thing too. We don't know, like, you know what I'm saying, if like Val is like her boss or a mentor, or like what, you know what I'm saying, like that's where she gets her jobs from. So that might be why she entrusted, like, you know, why she's so trusting of that knowledge.
Plus, we also go ahead, Ty.
I was just gonna say, and also Val is a very powerful woman. So if she needs to fabricate documents or present some type of evidence, you know, to show or to prove to Yelena that this happened, I'm sure she can very easily do that. You know,
yeah, manipulation is absolutely a tactic that she uses as a weapon. So, you know, that's something that I hope we get to see more of, you know, just on the shows. I hope we get to see more of Valentina as we move forward. Who knows? Maybe even at the end, in this episode 6, we'll get to see a little bit of her and kind of get an idea of who she is. But you know, when she showed up in Falcon and Winter Soldier, you know, she obviously had a plan and she was putting things into motion. And she played we like to affectionately call No Lip Cap. She played No Lip Cap, you know, like a fiddle. You know what I mean? And he was, you know, his mind probably a little bit weaker than Yelena's. You know, Yelena's probably a stronger person just in general. But you know, if you've got some you know, if you've got a little bit of a vulnerability there, she's going to take it and she's going to use it against you. So I like the way that those things are playing out. On
this question, okay, do you think that possibly in like maybe the season finale we might see No Lip Cap, like in his new like, you know, suit? Or you think he's going to be popping up anytime
US
soon?
Agent suit?
Yeah, as the agent, you guys think that's going to happen?
I think I'd be surprised to see him in this show, but man, that like just you bringing it up makes me want it to happen. You know what I mean? I would love to see it, like, especially if he's kind of acting almost as her like bodyguard, or, you know, just like he's rolling with her for protection kind of thing. I think that would be really cool. I would love to see it. I think something tells me we're probably going to end up having to wait until like, you know, the new Captain America movie, you know what I mean? Or, you know, whatever next step there is, you know, in that, you know, whatever Thunderbolts thing they're trying to get going.
No, it's definitely confirmed a Captain America 4 movie is coming out. So
yeah. So, you know, we'll see. We may get the, you know, the showdown there that we're looking for, or the return of No Lip Cap there. But yeah, who knows? I mean, they just got people. That's the thing with Marvel, man. I mean, you got people just waiting on the bench, just waiting to come and play. You know what I mean? And we're all just like, yes, play this dude. But everybody on the field is killing it right now.
Mm-hmm. You know who I will be so happy for if they get like a comeback? I know you guys know who is going to be. One guess. Go ahead. I'll give it to you guys.
Oh, you're hoping Ultron's coming back.
Yes.
I mean,
you're hoping Ultron makes the comeback. I mean, we saw, but hey,
already know.
Yeah, but what if the book is not closed on the existence of Ultron? We got this Zola Ultron kind of So we never know. Hey guys, I want to see how y'all feel about this. Now I know Ty, you didn't see Spider-Man No Way Home yet, and we could still do spoiler free reactions if you're cool with it. And I know that you can trust me to not spoil anything, but I would love to just share my excitement with the movie to you and to anybody watching, if you'll have it.
Sure.
Steph, did you get a chance to see it? Awesome. So yeah, so hopefully let's do this. Let's share our excitement, or lack thereof, depending on how you feel about the movie. But let's share our thoughts and reactions from the movie. No scenes, nothing like that, no specifics. And that way we can, we can close this thing out this morning, with that feeling. So if you allow me, I just want to say I'm still almost like just in shock from just how great the movie was from beginning to end. I was just so happy, like all of it. I was just like, this is amazing. It's great. It's the best. Like I'm hard pressed to say it's not the best Marvel movie that's come out, because it to me it has to be absolutely amazing. There wasn't a single misstep. You couldn't have done the movie any better. I told somebody, I was like, you nailed it to the extent that anything can be nailed.
100%.
And that's how I feel about it. Yeah. So I'm gonna step back. Before I start getting anywhere close to spoilers, I'm gonna step back and let the next person go. What do you think?
Steph, go ahead.
Okay, Steph, what do you think?
I hated it.
Oh no!
Wait a minute, time out. There was a specific part. Literally, I was like, Stephanie. This was for Stephanie right here, and I think you know what part I'm talking about. I was like, yo, if she doesn't fucking say that was like the best part ever, I will be like, it's totally heart crushed.
Just don't make sure we don't get anywhere close to spoilers, though.
So I hated it until I loved it.
Okay.
But for very personal reasons that you would not guess without knowing me, that I will explain next week.
I like the teaser. I like the teaser.
I do like the teaser. Okay. All right. I thought it was fucking incredible. I loved it. I agree with you, Tyrone. I loved it from start to finish. It was a banger. Let me just say that. I wish that they didn't charge some extra, $3 or $4 dollars, because I would go see it again today, on my day off. Like, I'm not doing anything. I would totally go, but like, I'm not paying $20 to see the same fucking movie I saw last night, something like that. But I totally loved it, and I can't wait to hear everyone's reaction to it next week. I just want to tell everyone, that's listening, please, if you're a true fan, stay for the 2 ending credit scenes. Okay, they are very important for what's to come. So just want to say that. That's it.
Yeah. I agree. Definitely stay for the scenes without getting into it. They weren't like how sometimes you get to the end credit scene and it's like they give you a little something, but you're like, okay, I guess. All right, thank you. You know what I mean? Right. They gave us some good stuff. They gave us some really good stuff for these end credit scenes.
So please stay and watch them.
Yeah, and I can't wait. I can't wait till you see it, Ty. I can't wait to hear your reactions. I'm sure that
I can't wait. I can't wait. The feedback I've been getting from everybody has been pretty much, on par. So it's like, and one of the things that I noticed, and I think you're right. I think Vince is right. I think you're all right. I think that this is going to be one of those movies that sets itself apart, like Black Panther did. Prior to all of the stuff that went into Endgame and Infinity War, but. Whenever you go to book the movie or go to reserve the movie, and you see that every seat in the movie theater is like taken, that's the only reason I didn't see it. I was going to go see it Thursday, But every single screening was jam packed. And although I'm vaccinated, I still am not with all of the large crazy crowds.
And that's a reasonable way to be. 100%. Yeah. So you will hear
packed.
no complaints from me on that one. Yeah, that's reasonable.
But yes, I'm talking about Thursday, all day Thursday, because it came out like instead of them doing the late
like the
rollout,
midnight show. Yeah.
the midnight show. They did it all day. They had it all Thursday, all Friday.
Minnie said he saw it on Wednesday.
Oh well, kudos to him for getting an early release. But I'm just saying, like, these theaters have been packed. I'm gonna try again today, see how that works out for me. But
best thing to tell you is choose random times. That's how I saw it yesterday. So I had the same fucking problem, and also, I don't know how your theaters work too, but like all the Dolby ones couldn't find a fucking seat. The ones that weren't Dolby, same fucking quality. Everything was just the same, but I found fucking seats. So just think about that when you're looking too, because that was like also a problem. Like every time period for Adobe, no seats available. But the one that wasn't Adobe, there were fucking seats available in certain slots. So definitely check every slot and then check that too. I don't know if like
I did.
Okay,
I checked
I know that's a big thing
slot
for you, but
I checked that. I checked every slot, and like I said, they were all packed. Like you can see the seats being reserved and everything like that. So once I saw that they were all reserved, I was like, yeah, I'll just wait till tomorrow, and it just kind of was affected. That's been in effect since the movie came out. But the reason I mentioned that is because the last time that happened was with Black Panther. And when Black Panther came out, it was everybody at the movie theater. Of course, we weren't in a pandemic at the time,
right.
But we are in a pandemic. But it seems as though people are just getting back into that, moving around. Like there is no pandemic. So with that being said, the numbers at the box office have been incredible. I could see this movie continuing to have people packed at it. The feedback that everybody's been coming out of the movie with is just like stellar. Like everything was just great. It was awesome. Best Marvel movie. And look, I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
So excited for you.
Yeah, I'm ready. So before we wrap this thing up, there is one more show that we really didn't get a chance to talk about. I think there's only one person here on the panel this morning who has seen it. Season 2 of The Witcher dropped yesterday, which kind of went under the radar because when you're dropping around the same time as Spiderman No Way Home, you're not going to be the most popular kid at the party. You're going to be over here by the punch bowl, just staying hydrated. So, but if I remember correctly, you got a chance to watch at least a good portion of it, Ty. So I'm wondering, somebody, I love season 1. I thought it was great. I watched it twice. I thought it was just a really, really strong show. Does season 2 continue that? And what did you get from season 2? What are your impressions?
Well, I'm probably into episode 4 right now. And these are almost an hour long shows. So far so good. Henry Cavill is back, giving you what Henry gives you. You know what I'm saying? He looks like he's had a little sword training, a little bit more sword training, a little bit more practice with his sword. He definitely likes to pull that out. Pause. But so far so good. I mean, they're the quality of beast that they encounter, or monsters that they encounter, is still in effect. The magic, the storyline, the drama, it's all there. And I'm just in episode 4. The Witcher for me was one of those series that was like one of those like it's a classic for me now at this point.
For sure.
So I was hoping that they didn't mess it up and come back. And I'm only 4 episodes in, so there's still room to disappoint, but so far so good.
Nice. Yeah, I was shocked by how deep this show goes, and I only learned last week that it wasn't just based on a video game, but there were books that came out in like the 90s. Like the Witcher books came out before the game even came out. I was like, what? No wonder there's so much for them to draw from. Because I'm like, man, this show is deep as hell with all this lore and these places. I mean, it's like Game of Thrones levels.
Yes.
Like, and that's what has impressed me so much about it. You know, when it comes to shows like that or Wheel of Time and you know that kind of stuff, I see Witcher as one that is really just pulling it off and doing so, you know, quietly. I mean, this is not one of those shows that everybody's talking about.
Right.
You know, hopefully after this weekend, maybe I don't think the Spider-Man buzz will ever die down, but hopefully there's some room for some Witcher buzz, because I think that it's a show that probably deserves, you know, to be in the discussion. You know, maybe let's get a couple memes. You know what I mean? Let's make The Witcher, you know, that universally popular show.
It's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate because Spider-Man did drop, and it's very unfortunate for The Witcher because Witcher is not going to actually get an opportunity to breathe because this hellstorm that is Spider-Man is going to go on for probably the next few months for sure. And then you have Matrix dropping next week. So
That's right.
If Matrix happens to be good, and really good.
Not only Matrix, but also the Book of Boba Fett drops next week too. So like
that's on the 29th. So 2 weeks.
The 29th. Next Friday. It's gonna be on and popping. So like next week is another banger for, you know, great things coming out. So
we're gonna
it's gonna be tough for The Witcher, but it is a good show. The visual effects are really good. I love the fact that they, like, when it comes to the video game and how they convey it on screen, it's very, like, they did a really, really good job of giving him the same type of you know, abilities and you know, to be able to show the gamer and also I guess the people that read the book.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Of course.
What is the fucking shit he drinks before his eyes get all like, duh? Because he's always like sipping something and then his eyes, and then he gets all like possessed and shit. What the fuck is that? Is that like pimp juice?
They said it one time. They mentioned what it was at one point.
Some fucking codeine, just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like he literally gets like to like a whole level of fucking crazy when he does that. So I'm just like, I'm wondering what the fuck that is. You guys know?
I'm guessing that the people who played the game pretty religiously would know the name of it. I didn't play the game. Because it's you know, some sort of potion. I'm guessing that comes from the game or the books. But yeah, I don't know the name of it. I'm happy to be educated if anybody's got that.
Yeah, but supposedly the Witchers, you know, their magic is some form of dark magic. Like it is, like they may use it in service of good, but I think most of what, you know, empowers them comes from a dark place.
Right. Yeah, I can definitely see that.
So just a bottle full of dark magic.
Right.
Yeah.
His pimp juice. That's what we're gonna call it.
Yeah, bottled up evil.
Yeah, I would say by you know, on the show next week we'll be talking more about Spider-Man. We'll be talking in depth about Spider-Man because by then everybody on the show will have seen it. Imagine we'll jump into The Witcher and talk about that crazy, you know, magical, sexy show that it is. Because that's the one thing we haven't mentioned. Witcher do get sexy.
They take a little. They show a little skin.
Oh yeah, because all the maidens, their boobs just like perfectly cut out. You know, like in the cleavage. You know, it's all like pushed together too. Like, have you noticed that?
Well, I mean,
they're long as fuck down, but the cleavage is just like popping right in the middle.
Yeah.
And they in season 1 they had straight up orgies. You know what I mean? They were not playing.
Oh, they still cracking. The orgies is still in full effect. You know, they cannot come with it without some skin involved. But I think one of the biggest things that you guys are gonna enjoy about this show and this is the drama, you know, in the storyline, because there is a real story behind what's going on with this, and so far so good.
Nice.
And I hope you guys, I know we didn't watch it. Most of you guys didn't watch it this week, but please go check the episode of Wheel of Time. It might have been. It might have been one of the best episodes. There was a fight sequence throughout in this episode that was amazing. I mean, absolutely amazing.
Okay.
I was like, whoa. So yeah. So they brought me back in They brought me back in. I was fading
All
away.
right.
I was fading away, and yeah, this last week's episode, yeah, this was worth it.
Okay, so we got The Witcher, we got Wheel of Time. I want to plant The Expanse bug in people's ears. If you haven't started The Expanse, if you haven't started season 6 of The Expanse, one of my all-time favorite sci-fi shows, please watch it. It's amazing. Season 6 just started. It's the final season, and they're about to wrap this thing up real strong. So, I mean, it's a doozy of a show. They're hour-long episodes, and they fit a lot into each episode.
Come
so,
out. You said there's 6 seasons, and they're an hour long.
Yeah, so I'll give you 3 days.
What?
No, it's but yeah, watch it at your leisure. It's something that hopefully one day we'll be able to talk about the entire show. But it's so damn good. It is so damn good. So that's the bug that I'm gonna plant in the ears of the listeners and the watchers. For anybody who's here this morning, yeah, Steph, y'all have a show that you want to really quick give a shout out to that people should be watching before we wrap it up?
No.
Check out Black Improv Alliance on Facebook. We have a show tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. It is a live virtual interactive show. Our all Black playback theater team. So yeah, come check that out.
Nice. And you said that was Black Improv Alliance on YouTube, right?
On Facebook.
On Facebook, Black Improv Alliance on Facebook and Instagram. Check that out. Show tomorrow at 3:00. Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing that information. You can Multiverse, I won't be there because as far as I know, I still got a show on Wednesday here. I don't know if things will start getting canceled or not, but Talim and Holly will be doing the ugly sweater Christmas party version of Multiverse. It's going to be a lot of fun. Check that out Wednesday at 6:30. I may or may not be there. We'll see if stuff starts getting shut down in New York because it's getting wild. So we'll see what happens. Yaz, you got anything for us on the way out?
No.
Ty, anything else on the way out?
She's like,
nope.
No, I don't have anything else.
I got Christmas shopping to do. I'm sorry. My brain is loaded with the Christmas shopping I have to do, and I have so little time to get the shopping for Austin done before he gets home.
Yeah.
So my brain is just like, execute, plan, go. I feel like I'm gonna be a fucking fembot in like 10, 20 minutes, bro. I swear to God, just like
Well, all right. Well, good luck out there with all that craziness. I hate Christmas shopping. It's the worst.
It is. He's the last one I have to get shit for. He got mad at me because I got everyone else's gifts in and stuff like that, and I didn't tell him, and he was like wrapping all the gifts because I hate gift wrapping. He loves that shit. He says therapeutic, whatever. So I let him do it. He didn't know that I accidentally made him like wrap one of his own presents. It was great.
Nice.
It was so great. It was in the box. He didn't know what it was, but he wrapped it.
Valentina level manipulation. I like it.
Thank you.
That's good stuff. Well, until next week, everybody, I want to say thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Steph. Thank you, Yaz. Thank you, Ty. Thank you, Vince, who's getting tested right now to see if he's allowed to come back into the country.
Yes.
We will see y'all next week at 9 a.m. for the New Bird Order. And, you know what? Vince just got back to bring us out. Yeah, we're going to have – let's see if he can add himself to this thing because I don't want to I never want to pop anybody in without them knowing ahead of time. So, Vince – you're just in time to bring us back if you want to pop in and sign us off for the day. I mean, it's always so feel free. It's always so good to have you, and it's just your traditional sign off. So by all means, I will yield to you if you would like to take us out. You're muted. You are muted.
Oh,
he's stuck too.
I was just testing you like Stephanie was earlier. Is in the melon, man. Well, hopefully I missed everything that I was supposed to miss, including COVID when I went down. Yeah, exactly. This we did talk a little bit of our reactions about No Way Home. Not going to lie to you. So when you go back, but we did not touch a single spoiler. Didn't even get close to one. So just so you know, we represented well.
Yep.
Okay, fantastic. I'm interested in watching this replay after I watch the movie to see what we thought about it. But maybe we'll touch on it again, and I'm gonna have a special treat. Be advised before we dismiss before we head out, that there's a good chance that we won't be broadcasting live next Saturday. For everybody, because next Saturday, spoiler alert, is Christmas.
Oh wow, that's right. Yeah.
Or
what was I thinking?
Or the third day, or the day before Kwanzaa, or as some would refer to it as solstice. So happy holidays, just to piss off right wingers out there. Merry Christmas to welcome you. But as far as everything else, we hope that you all do enjoy your holiday season. Yes. Not saying that we won't broadcast. There's a good chance we'll probably either put up something pre-recorded or do a rerun or something. But I just wanted to say that next week, since we won't be here, we will actually be celebrating the New Blurred Order's 1-year birthday, which is something that I'm extremely happy and proud to sit and talk about. When we first thought this humble operation up, it was just so that folks like myself, Ty, Yaz, Tyrone, and Steph could have a safe space to discuss our inward nerd outwardly. And I say, I don't know about you guys, but I get the inboxes. I know Yaz gets them because she's the meme queen, about how thankful folks are for the fact that we exist. I know we're not the only entity like this, but I am throwing down the gauntlet. I'm saying that we are the best one. Fuck all the rest of y'all. I don't give a shit who you are. I'm coming at you. Extraordinary nerd, the extraordinary journey of a black nerd. Fuck, I don't give a fuck. I ain't scared of y'all.
Christmas
all y'all
spirit
other
over
motherfuckers,
here.
we know we gonna be in the internet. All y'all,
Come
come at me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not scared of you puss ass motherfuckers. Come to me, bro. We got hands. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't scared, and we got shit in our trunk too with your puss ass. So bring it on, extraordinary journey of a black nerd. If you got somebody, who else you know has got 4 comedians, 3 stand-up comedians on panel? Who else you know they got their own built-in embroiderer? Who else you know that got the skill and talent and the freaking level of intellect of a motherfucker like Ty, who's multiverse, shall I say? Yo, I don't give a fuck, bro. I'll kick all y'all ass, bro. Bring it on. Go, everybody in the comments, tell all these mother punk ass nerd groups that think that just because they black, they gonna get all of this, that they don't want no smoke. But tell them, like, I'm here, bro. You know where to find me every Saturday except next Saturday. And we'll be come fuck your ass up, bro. I swear for God, bro. On God, bro. On God. On
so
my
respectfully, so we don't get canceled, Merry Christmas to everybody. And these were not idle threats.
All right.
This is why you can't go jamming Q-tips into somebody's brain. You start to change their personality.
Yeah, I feel like this is awesome. This is why Austin
does not represent the views of all members of the New Blurred Order. To be clear,
Vince right there is why Austin never gets on camera, because that's how he gets. He goes from 0 to 100 real quick, and then that's why I like it. So we're just gonna say we respectfully love the extraordinary group of a black nerd and everybody out there. Thanks for all the support. We fucking love you. Vince is throwing up his eye, fucking love you. So, Merry Christmas, everybody. Yeah.
Listen, it's all in good competition, guys. I'm not obviously we love anybody that gives us the opportunity to express ourselves outwardly. And we thank everybody who's been down with us from day one, as even the show is a Sagittarius. So we just want to say, man, just watch this work, because we've got some plans for the future. And we sincerely appreciate you guys for tuning in, sharing, liking, commenting, even the silly ass memes in the group. Post more, by the way, and invite more of your friends. We want to make this a pretty well-known party. But let me see if I can do this without us getting without me. I don't know how I look right now, but I'm assuming it's probably pretty.
We really got them hands, though. We really got them hands. We really got them hands.
Like, follow, and subscribe.
I love the balance. I love that. I love yes. I love it. But yeah, but do tell them other groups, though. I ain't scared. Like, for real. Like, anybody playing with y'all. We got the group. You know what I'm what I'm saying? But anyway, as we always say, man, you're gonna be where you are, be your authentic self. Always, all right? Don't let nobody change you or try to make you into something you ain't or make you feel uncomfortable for being who you are. Like, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Before I came up here, I had my earphones in and I was blasting symphonic music. I love Tchaikovsky, Symphony No. 5. I ain't scared. Last night I was on the deck and I was playing Elton John. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no fear no more. Like, I will be myself outwardly. I even did nerd jokes on stage, Tyrone, which you'll be proud of me, in front of a group full of folks that look like they should have had a mutual commercial. So I'm not letting nobody do it. All right? So please be your authentic self, because if you're not being yourself, you're being fake. And whatever you do, if you a geek, go ahead. Let that geek bag fly. Get it.
Fight it too. I just really hate Zangief, only Ken and Ra. You, I find it hard to be Blanca. Keep a wee ninja hanging and the uncle album banging. If you negative in energy, then stay out the vicinity. Yeah, them niggas over there. Yeah. Now look at what I'm